Two people walk into the exact same bank on the exact same morning. One of them has $5 in their account. The other has 5 million. And that bank treats them like they live in two completely different countries. Same building, same logo, same smiling face behind the counter. But underneath all of it, an invisible system is quietly deciding how much you are worth to them, down to the last dollar. And here is the strangest part. The less money you have, the more that bank quietly takes from you. You probably think of your bank as neutral, a safe box where your money simply sits and waits. But a bank is a business, and like any business, it has favorite customers, and customers it barely tolerates. Your balance is your rank. It quietly decides your fees, your interest, your access, and even how fast someone answers the phone when you call. Most people never notice the ladder they are standing on. So tonight, let's climb it together, one step at a time, from $0 all the way up to $1 million. And watch how the bank's face slowly changes on every single step. Start at the very bottom. You open a basic checking account with almost nothing inside it, and right away, the bank starts charging you, just for the privilege of being there. A typical checking account carries a monthly maintenance fee of around $12. That is more than $140 a year, paid simply to keep your own money in their vault. Now, there is usually a way to escape that fee. Keep a minimum balance, often around $1,500, or set up a steady direct deposit every month. But stop and think about who cannot do that. The person living paycheck to paycheck, the one whose balance drops to zero before the month is even over. So the fee lands hardest on exactly the people who can least afford to pay it. But what nobody expects is that this is only the gentlest charge waiting for you down at the bottom. Because there is a much sharper one, the overdraft fee. Spend just a few dollars more than you actually have, and the bank quietly covers it for you. Then it charges you for the favor. Historically, that single fee has climbed as high as $35 a time. Buy a $4 coffee at exactly the wrong moment, and it can end up costing you nearly $40. And here is the part that should stop you cold. Researchers have found that a small group of customers, only about 18% of account holders, pay the vast majority of every overdraft fee charged in the country, more than 90% of them. Almost all of those people earn modest incomes. So the customers with the least money generate the most fees of all. The bottom of the ladder is not just charged more. It is where the bank quietly earns some of its easiest money. But what nobody expects is what happens the moment your balance finally starts to climb. Cross a few $1,000s, and the tone begins to shift. The maintenance fees quietly get waived. The little warnings stop arriving. The bank even starts calling you valued. But look closely at what they actually pay you in return. Park your savings in a standard account, and the national average interest rate is about 0.38%. On $1,000, that is less than $4 for an entire year. Meanwhile, that exact same money sitting in a high-yield account can earn around 4%. That is roughly 10 times more. Same dollars, same country, sometimes even the same bank. But the default account they hand the average person barely pays anything at all. And the bigger your balance grows, the better the rates they quietly begin to offer you. The system does not really reward you for saving. It rewards you for already having. But what nobody expects is the strange thing that happens to you in the middle of the ladder, long before you ever reach the top. But before that line, there is a strange middle zone. Somewhere in the tens of thousands, you become interesting to them. Not important yet, just interesting. This is where the offers start flooding in. A shiny new credit card, a pre-approved loan you never asked for, a friendly call about investing your idle cash. You feel courted, almost flattered. But look carefully at what is happening. In this middle zone, you are not really the customer being served. You are the product being sold to. Every offer is designed to move your money into something that earns the bank more. You are useful now. but only as a source of new fees and new interest. But what nobody expects is that real power in a bank does not begin until you cross one very specific line. That line, at many of the big banks, sits at around $150,000. Reach it, and you step into a completely different world. This is where private client status begins. And suddenly, the fees do not just get waived, they vanish entirely. No overdraft fees, no wire transfer fees, no ATM charges anywhere on the planet. Use any machine in any country, and the bank simply refunds you. You get a dedicated banker, a real human being who knows your name and actually picks up when you call. You get a discount on auto loans, lower rates on your mortgage, invitations to private events in sports, culture, and business. The same institution that charged the poor customer $12 every month is now quietly handing you money back in a dozen different ways. But what nobody expects is that $150,000 is still only the entrance. The real doors have not even opened yet. So keep climbing, past $1 million, and onward toward 10. And you finally reach the private bank. Not private client, the private bank. A separate, almost hidden tier that most people never even see advertised. And in here, the whole relationship flips. You do not chase the bank anymore. The bank chases you. One of the largest banks in America recently raised the minimum for its private bank to $10 million. $10 million just to walk through the door. Inside, the pricing is not printed on any menu. It is negotiated, quietly, face to face. Custom loan rates, custom terms, custom everything. Your money does not sit still in here. It gets managed, invested, and optimized by a team of people working only for you. You get access to deals and investments the ordinary customer will never even hear about. And here is the fact worth sitting with tonight. At the very bottom of this ladder, you pay the bank just to hold your own money for you. At the very top, the bank pays you, courts you, and works for you almost for free. It is the exact same institution, the exact same logo on the door. The only thing that ever changed was the number sitting in the account. The person with the least is treated as a cost to be managed. The person with the most is treated as a prize to be won. And almost nobody ever tells you which one of those you are. So your bank was never truly neutral. It was always quietly ranking you and carefully adjusting its kindness to match your balance. The smile at the counter was real, but so was the invisible number deciding how far that smile would go. Now that you can finally see the ladder, here is my question for you. What was the moment you first realized your own bank was treating you differently, better or worse, simply because of your balance? Tell me about it in the comments below.